Okay, welcome everybody to the Concordia Chicago versus Oberlin football game. We've had some technical difficulties, but we've solved those. So with 3 minutes and 25 seconds to go, we've got a 7-0 game for Concordia.
Holding.
Oberlin is threatening. They were at the 12-yard line, but it looks like there's a penalty on Oberlin. Doug, I think it's holding.
I certainly looked like holding as much as the quarterback was running around in the backfield. Of
course,
it would have to be.
I'm here with my partner, Doug Edwards, and we're going to have Al Matthews here in a little while. Al and I will be doing some switching off. But to recap what happened is Oberlin got the ball. They moved it up to about the 45-yard line, their own 45-yard line, went for it on fourth down and turned the ball over to Concordia, and Concordia drove the ball down and scored. They missed the extra. Oh, no, they gave them the extra point. So it is 7-0 in favor of Concordia with 3:15 to go in the first period. Oberlin's faced with a 2nd and 14 from about the 22-yard line. Okay, Drew Nye is quarterback, and he moves his running back, number 5.
Pressure.
And then, okay, Nye is running around, and he's just able to pitch it away. Avoided a sack there.
Yeah, a lot of pressure there.
Yeah, okay, so we see number 5 has stepped into the backfield. Let's see. We will find. That is Greg Lane, a junior from Grand Prairie, Texas, Bishop Dunn Catholic High School. And so we've got 3rd and 14 again, and this is, depending on your kicker, Doug, this may be 4-down territory, depending what the confidence is. If they don't pick up any yards here, it would be nearly a 40-yard kick.
High snap.
They've got Lane. Oh,
wide open.
Lane's wide open for
touchdown.
Touchdown, Yeoman. And so we've got a 7-6 ball game with 2 minutes and 52 seconds to go. That was a pass from Drew Nye, 24-yard pass from Drew Nye to
number 5,
Greg Lane. And he was wide open. They ran a wheel route, and he just slid by everybody.
Yeah, there was nobody within 10 yards of him.
No.
And on to kick is number 82.
Right here.
Wes Penta.
Penta's kick is good. And an interesting thing about Penta, he is from DGF Rota in Rota, Spain. I'm assuming that's the name of his school that he was at over there in Spain. So 7-7 with 2:52 to go in the first period. And just like that, Doug, we've got a new game. So, again, we apologize to those who were tuned in earlier. But we're looking forward to getting this game on the straight and narrow path. It may take us a few minutes to get here. But
I think we have a pretty well-matched set of teams here today, Bill.
Yeah, I think so too. Our first 2 games, we did Hiram last Thursday, was 68-14, Heidelberg, and then we did Mount Union Defiance last Saturday, which was 45-6 in favor of Mount Union. But these teams, if you look at their rosters and you look at
Pooch
kick, and it died right there, and Oberlin's recovered it at about the 32-yard line, and the Yeomen are in business again, Doug.
That was a bold move by the coach. I think he's a bit of a gambler. I think
Coach Pont
is a bit of a gambler here. They're going 4th down in his own territory.
Well, you got to create, and I think that's the thing. And it makes the kids excited when you do stuff like that, too. So I think that's going to be a large part of it. So with 2:52 to go in the first quarter, it's 7-7. And Oberlin's got a new set of downs right here at the 33-yard line of Concordia.
Well, that lineman on that kick for Concordia didn't know what to do when the ball dropped in front of him.
Yeah, he's thinking, hey, okay, what am I going to do here? And, sometimes those guys never return the kicks. They're just, okay, well, the ball's there. Well, you got to pick it up and go. Okay, 2x2 set. Okay, we've got Nye drops back in the shot. They're in a pistol formation. Samuels moves to the right. Okay, Nye looks over. They give him the adjustment. And what he's doing is he's getting the adjustment based on what they see with the coverage and defensive alignment.
Timeout called.
And Coach Pont takes a timeout. And I believe that's the first timeout used by Oberlin.
Yes, it was.
Okay, Coach Pont's in his first year here. They lost last week to Kalamazoo 42-10. They're averaging 10 points a game, 449 yards total offense, average 114 rushing, and 335 passing.
Yeah, Coach Pont, when I was looking at this, and being a Miami of Ohio grad, John Pont is a very famous
legendary
name there as the cradle of coaches. He went on, his grandfather, John Pont, went on from Miami U. He played there, went on coach there, and from Miami he went on and ended up coaching
Indiana,
and took Indiana to the Rose Bowl in 1967.
Their last Rose Bowl, I might add, that they have participated in. We got Nye. Again, they were in a pistol, and Samuels moves up, and he finds number 89 in the middle of the field. He's down to about the 3-yard line. 4-yard line will be where it's officially marked, and that is Jack
Diskin, 6'1", 201-pounder senior from Woodville High School in Woodville, Washington.
Okay, 2x2 set. Nye looks, he rolls to his left, he looks, and he gets
there
the ball.
He goes.
Diskin again.
Diskin, touchdown.
So it's 13-7 in favor of the Yeomen. The extra point up and coming by Wes Penna. And number 11, Evan Smith-Rooks, is the holder. So we will see what's going on here. So Penna with the
Ball
kick.
Down, up and good, splits the uprights.
14-7 with 2:29 to go. And what, Doug, and this is going to be the key to this game, I feel, is that there was a turnover, and then Oberlin made them pay. They went down and scored.
Right.
And if they can do that, the Yeomen will have they'll have a good game today. And, the same would apply, obviously, to Concordia. When there's turnovers, you've got to turn those into points, especially if they're in a red zone area. So Coach Pont's fired up. He's slapping helmets. Okay, so they're getting ready to kick off here. And it looks like number 36 is kicking off for Oberlin. That would be
Jacob Day. He's a kicker. He's from Rabun Gap, Georgia, and he went to Rabun Gap, not Chochi School. How come I always get the ones that I can't pronounce?
I don't know, man.
Another pooch.
Oh, another jet, and fair caught at the 41-yard line of Concordia. Smart play by number 16 for Concordia, and that is Emerian
Glover.
Emerian, I think. Glover, wide receiver, 6'3", 180-pound freshman from St. Petersburg, Florida, out of Northside Christian. Okay, so Concordia comes out, and that first drive that was productive for them, Blake Henson did the bulk of the work. He's the running back. Okay, they're in a flat back formation, 2 receivers to the left. Prattley gives it off to number 8, which is Blake Henson. And it looks like
tackled by number 6. Oberlin. I'm going to have to find these here. And Willem Chanicki.
Okay.
Okay, Oberlin in a 3-man front.
Okay, Concordia flat backs, 2 receivers to the left. And they give the ball to 19, which is Henry Jones. And Henry's he's juked his way up to about the 44-yard line, but just really didn't have anywhere to go on the sweep. Nice job by the Yeoman defense.
The Will linebacker, Brandon Hall, kind of messed that play up. He shot in there, almost had him in the backfield.
Yep. And the delay, and on a sweep like that, the back just has to get the corner. If he doesn't get the corner, he starts jumping around. He's most likely going to lose yardage on that.
Ball's on the 44.
Okay, so
we got 3rd and 7.
Concordia's got 3 receivers to the right, single receiver to the left. Prattley in the gun. And he drops and he looks and he dumps it off to number 13, Jerron Brown. And
it'll be a 4th down.
Let's see if Concordia decides to return the favor and try to go for it on 4th down. They might be doing that, because it doesn't look like they're sending a punt team in. So 4th and 3. Now, keep in mind, in this situation, they may just try long snap to get them to jump off. But so Concordia's got 3 receivers to the left. Prattley's back in the gun. And I think that's what they're going to do here. Doug, I think they're going to try to draw him off, but we'll see. Oh, they're running, and it's an option play with Prattley. Prattley pitches it out to Brown, and Brown is able to pick up the 1st down, advancing to about the 42-yard line of the Yeoman. And a nice little run there. And, nice play. I mean, you don't see a lot of option anymore, and if you're not ready for it, like, with Ohio State and Indiana last week, the Buckeyes got caught a little bit off guard because you don't see the option anymore. But that was a nice little play by the Cougars. And so that's the end of the first period with the score, the Oberlin Yeoman 14 and the Concordia Cougars 7. And, of course, this is a non-conference game for both the teams. That's their 2nd game of the year. And I did not get a chance to look up if there is a series record between these 2 teams. Maybe we'll be able to find that out by the end of the half.
Well, last week Concordia ended up losing to Greenville, and the score was 41-14. They are coached by Andy Lambert, and he's in his 3rd year. His record is 6-15. Offensively, the Cougars are scoring obviously 14 points a game because they've only had 1 game.
Right.
And their offensive yard per game are 279. And they average 104 yards running and 175 yards of passing in that first game against Greenville.
Okay. So we got 1st down. Thank you. Okay. 1st and 10 from the Oberlin 42. Concordia gets out with a little swing pass that is number
Nathaniel Castro stuffed that, number 0.
Yes, that was Henry Jones, the 5'10", 170-pound sophomore from Landmark Christian in Atlanta, Georgia. So he actually loses a yard. So he's going to make it 2nd and 11 from the 43-yard line of Oberlin. And so we'll see what Coach Lambert draws up here. Lambert's in his 3rd year with a record of 6-15 at Concordia. 3 receivers to the right, Prattley in the gun. He fakes the Brown, but he is swarmed under by a host of Yeomen. Let's see, number 45 and number 91 for Oberlin. And we will see 91 is Gavi Genger, the defensive tackle, 6'2", 245-pound junior. He's from Kings High School in New Canaan, Connecticut. And let's see,
So we're looking at a 3rd and 12 at this point.
Yes. 3rd and 12 at the Oberlin 44-yard line. Three receivers. It could be a timeout. And it is another Concordia timeout. That puts them down to 1 with 13:23 to go in the second quarter. Scores 14-7 in favor of Oberlin. And I've liked the enthusiasm of the Yeomen, Doug. I mean, they've come out and they've been, really since that first drive, like you said, was one that they were moving. They kind of stubbed their own toe on that. But the enthusiasm's been pretty high here, I think, for the Yeomen.
Yeah, I think Coach Pond has really got this team fired up. I think they realized that after that first game that this is the game that they're definitely going to be in.
Right.
And they are ready to play.
Some stats from the first half for Concordia. Damari Grant had 1 rush for 11 yards. Jaron Brown had 1 carry for 10 yards. Blake Henson 3 carries for 4 yards and a touchdown. And Henry Jones 1 carry for no yards. We'll get back to those stats here momentarily. 3 receivers to the right. Prattley in the gun. 1 to the left. Prattley drops. He's getting pressure all over the place. A little quick screen out to number 13.
Nicely defended by a host and
Jerron
stopped by
Brown.
a host of tacklers over there on the far sideline.
Yep. And nothing to speak of. A nice defensive effort there. Hunter Green, the linebacker, number 45, was in on that stop for the Yeomen. Okay, so punt formation for Concordia at about the 43-yard line of Oberlin, and Oberlin.
And back for Oberlin is Nathaniel Castro.
Castro fair catches it at
about the 11 maybe
12.
12.
Yeah, 11-yard line, I think. 12-yard line. And so that's where the Yeomen will start operations with 12:34 to go here in the second quarter. And getting back to those stats, Troy Prattley for Concordia, 4 for 4 in first quarter for 37 yards. Receiving, Devin Bledsoe, 1 catch for 14. Blake Henson, 1 for 12. Jace Levy, 1 for 7 and a touchdown. And Jerron Brown, 1 for 4 yards. Well, we'll get back to that in a minute here. Okay, so 1st and 10 from the 12-yard line for Oberlin. They're in a 2-by-2 set with Samuels to the right. And Nye looks, and he's going to take off again. He's got Green Acres. He's going to easily get a first down as he gets out to about the 23-yard line. And, nice job by Nye, because he didn't see anything there, Doug, and he decided that he had a lane and he got a first down.
Sure did.
And he didn't pick up any punishment because he got out of bounds. So that's a nice play by Oberlin.
Now, Nye in the first quarter was 9 of 13, no interceptions. He had 87 yards passing with 2 touchdowns, and the longest pass was 29 yards.
Okay, Nye. It's got number 11, Evan Rooks. Evan Smith Rooks is got a nice pickup of about nearly 26 yards, I believe. He's out to, they're just right on the 50-yard line. So 1st and 10 for the Yeomen. 11:50 to go in the second quarter, and they're going to be in a 2-by-2 set. Okay, Nye in the gun. Samuels in a pistol position, steps up to the right, and Nye drops, he looks, he guns it out there, and that's incomplete.
It was intended for number 11, Smith Brooks.
Yeah, and that was one of the few errors. I think we had some procedure here on Oberlin. Yeah.
Picked up the flag.
I think it was a sideline warning. I believe that's what when he went like this. That's he's telling them that they need, they warn the sideline. They can't be on that white area there. They have to have that room for the officials to run up and down, and sometimes coach. It could be a coach, could be a player, gets in there.
Smith Brooks in motion.
Nye gives the ball to Samuels. Samuels 40, 35, 30, down to the 26-yard line. Scoots
Nice run.
Nunu Samuels, and wow, nice little run. And Samuels picks up 24, so that's going to increase his rushing stats. Pistol formation, 3 receivers. I'm sorry, two to the right, 2 to the left. Okay, Samuel steps up to the left of Nye looks, he guns it, and he's got Smith Rooks, and Smith Rooks takes it down to about, looks like about the two or three yard line. Another first down, and the Yeomen are hot right now.
Yeah, they are moving the ball very well.
Yes, they are. And we've
officials' time.
Yeah, we got
injury on the
and that
field.
might be the receiver there,
Yeah,
Smith Rooks.
Very well could be.
11:02 to go, 14-7 in favor of Oberlin. And Oberlin, after a rough start with Kalamazoo last week, they got all cylinders firing right now, Doug.
They are just hit. I mean, very few misplays. They're executing very well.
Yep. You want to get the Oberlin first quarter stats since we got a little
Okay.
breaker?
So in terms of rushing, with Drew Nye, the quarterback, he had in the first quarter 3 attempts for 29 yards, and his longest was a 12-yarder. Nunu Samuels, the running back, 4 attempts, gained 18 yards, and Ryan McCrum, 1 attempt for 3 yards, but that was a big 3-yard first down play.
Yeah, it was.
Kept that going. Passing wise, again, Nye in the first quarter is 9 of 13 for 87 yards and 2 touchdowns. And receiving, Smith Rooks, who is getting up and walking off on his own power, had 3 receptions with 14 yards. Jack Diskin, the tight end, I believe that's the tight end, two catches for 33 yards and a touchdown, along of a 29-yarder. Ben Ephraim, 2 catches for 12 yards. And Greg Lane, 1 catch for 21 yards and a touchdown.
Okay, so we've got a 3-by-1 set, Nye in the gun with Samuels to his right, a little motion. They give it to Samuels and tries to wedge it in there. Gets maybe a yard there.
Yeah, they had that one. The Concordia definitely had that one sniffed out, and they had all of the defensive line and probably 2 linebackers stuffing that one.
Jumping back to some stats, we got Marvin Rushing had 4 tackles for Concordia. Brandon Arredondo had 4 tackles. Cameron Mabins, 2 tackles, and Jonathan Ongst, 2 tackles for Concordia.
Whoa, they were lucky there. Shotgun snap, and they didn't have a good handle on the ball, and luckily Nunu Samuels ended up grabbing the ball out of midair. All right, so it's 3rd down and 9, so that was a loss of 6 on that play.
Okay, so, they're down. They're back around the 9-yard line. Nye drops. He looks. He guns it. Touchdown! Oh. Number 17. I think that's Connor Steele, number 17. Connor's a 6-foot, 175-pound sophomore from Cannon McMillan High School in Cannonsburg, PA.
He just fired that ball just beyond the reach of Brandon Arredondo of Concordia. He was diving for the ball and just didn't get his fingers on it.
Yeah, nice job there.
Penta back to kick again.
There's the kick. It's up. It's good. And that extends the Oberlin lead to 21-7 with 9:39 to go. And at this point, I am going to introduce Al Matthews. Al is the former head coach of Hocking College in Nelsonville, actually, near Athens, and the first junior high football program in Ohio history. So I'm going to let
Junior college, not junior high.
Junior. I'm sorry, junior college program, and the junior high. They've had a few of those, but I'm gonna let Al take the mic here for a few minutes, and so here's Al.
All right, thanks, Bill. I appreciate it.
Welcome, Al. And we'll see if Concordia can bounce back from that second score, putting them down by 2 scores. So again, Penta looks like he's going to pooch this kick again. Oh, another
Squib. Nice squib.
Ball picked up by number 13. Deron Brown, running back, and held on to it, and he's a freshman from St. Joseph, Michigan at St. Joseph High School. So unlike the other kicks, that one was not so eventful. Somebody managed to catch it.
And I think we can conclude that those were all intended to be onside now after seeing that, because the first two we weren't sure. Maybe they were just trying to keep the ball out of the hands of the deep man, but it appears they're going to try to get
Definitely
the ball
seems like a strategy. It seems like it's a strategy that they're going to attempt.
It's a nice just sweep by them. Pick up a
Number 6 by Jace Levy. And he picks up about 3 yards.
I don't know if they'll recover from that mistake on the kickoff return, Concordia.
And pass out into the flats. Number 8 catches the ball. Again, Blake Henson, sophomore from Potsdam, Missouri, gets to the outside and looks like he got enough for the first down. So we're now seeing the ball on the Oberlin 44-yard line. And
Concordia really needs an answer here.
And here we go. And Prattley back in shotgun, 2x2. We're looking at
Nice draw.
a little draw play. Swarmed under and made it back, only back to the line of scrimmage. May have picked up half a yard.
Tackle was by Jake Russell.
So Jake Russell, senior from Oberlin, for Concordia, Oberlin, and he is from Wadsworth, Ohio. Ball now on the 45-yard line. It's 2nd and 9. Prattley again back in the shotgun. We got a little motion.
And nice
Passing. He had Blake Henson wide open, and he turned before he caught caught the ball. And we're looking now at, again, 3rd and 9. Again on the 45 of Oberlin. Players are now looking at the sideline for the call in. Getting set. We got 2 wide. Motion number 13.
Oh! Threw it behind him.
And, yeah.
Got that on the other side.
Yep. So here we go. It looks like we're going to have another punt here from Concordia. So number 41 is back to kick for Concordia. Punt the ball. That's Orion Auer. And back for Oberlin, we have Nathaniel Castro. Lets the ball bounce. And the ball's going to be down at the 9-yard line.
Okay, guys, they're going to run an ad. It's about a minute long.
Okay. That's already taped.
Yeah, that's a canned one, yeah.
Nice.
No. We back on the air? Are we back on the air? Are we back on the air?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Okay, so little pressure on there on first down. Sorry about that. Little pressure on first down. Nye ran out of the pocket and lost 2 yards on the play. Again, wide set. Samuel's there. Back to pass is Nye.
Run.
And now he's going to run. And he picked up maybe three yards. So we've got a 3rd and 12. And the ball now is on the 10-yard line.
I think it's 3rd and 9.
Yeah, we didn't get any.
There they go. They got a change finally up there.
2-by-2 set. Nye throws it to number 4. It's caught by Jordan Fishback. And he gained about 5 yards. We were looking at ball on the 15, and we're looking at a punt. And back to punt for Oberlin. Is it Penta again?
Penta.
Yeah, it is Penta. Back to punt. Pressure. Almost had the ball.
Nice kick.
Got it up.
Muffed it.
Muffed by the punt. Punt was muffed,
still
but it looks
free.
like Concordia managed to get it. And we're waiting for the pile to.
Okay, guys, we're going to try to run the ad.
Autumn is an excellent time to enjoy the great outdoors. It's also a great time to experience the scenic upper Cuyahoga
Concordia
River in
ends up
beautiful
getting the
Geauga
ball
County.
back.
At Crooked River Adventures, we're open year-round, 7 days a week,
Cameron
and we
Mavens
rent
ended
kayaks, paddleboards, and
on the
canoes.
ball.
Before or after your voyage, you can enjoy our restaurant with patio and bar, or you can bring your own picnic. Crooked River Adventures are perfect for school outings and for family bonding. For more information, visit crookedriveradventures.com.
So we're back, and Oberlin ball now on the 45, their own 45. Back to pass, and then brings it down, and number 5 is Troy Prattley. Runs it forward, and looks as though he picked up 8. So it's across the midfield. Ball now is on the 47-yard line. 2nd and 2. Quick pass. Number 6.
Chase Levy on the catch.
So Jace Levy picked up that. Cougars got a first down. They are now at the 39-yard line of Oberlin. So it looks as though Concordia is now starting to put together a little bit of a drive here. We'll see if they can maintain that.
Yeah, I like their idea with the short passes.
Handoff to number 13.
9
Deron
yards,
Brown picks up
5 yards.
about 4 yards, 5 yards. Ball's now at the 35-yard line. We are looking over the sidelines, getting the play called in. And they are getting set.
He's Corn Fest.
Snap back.
Your favorite place.
Fake to
Drop pass.
fake down to Deron. Fake to Deron Brown. Passed out to number 6, which was Jace Levy, and he dropped the ball.
Plus Charlie probably pays him a little money, so Dean is a animal that likes
Looking at 3rd down and 6. Ball still on the 35.
his electric's back on, so I guess he did.
Still staring at this. Concordia still staring at the sidelines. Play now is in. Snack back.
Nice little pass.
It's
Broken up by number 8.
Pratley was looking for number 3, Devin Bledsoe. Threw the ball down to about the 3-yard line. Kind of threw it on the wrong side of him, and then it was broken up. It's 4th down. We are looking at Concordia probably trying to go for it at this point. A punt's not going to do them much good. They're down by 2 scores. They're going to go for it. Shotgun, back to pass. Oh, that was good coverage by. So again, pass was intended for Jace and Levy,
Looks like
and
Solomon.
was broken up by Solomon Bremen.
Yes.
Okay, so looks as though. Yeah, so
No, there's no punt. If it was a punt, we'd have ran the ad again.
okay, so they're currently running. The teams have switched, and now Oberlin back on the field offensively. Nye back in the shotgun, two by two set. Hand off to Nunu Samuels, number 5. And he has picked up a 1st down. Nice little run, just weaving his way through. What's that? Greg Lane. I'm sorry. I thought that was Samuels. Greg Lane. Sorry, junior running back, 5'7", 200 pounds from Grand Prairie, Texas. Carried the ball on that last play.
That's where the Wilmington R&L water tower came from, Grand Prairie. Really? Yeah.
And there, another handoff to Greg Lane, sorry. And he picks up 2 yards. It's interesting. Oberlin had a lot of success throwing the ball, and now they've kind of gone to a running game. We'll see if they stick with that. And maybe they're just trying to run out the clock here. The lane is set to the left of Nye. Now he splits out. Empty backfield. Nye back to pass. Rolling to his right. And now he's running. He's got a lane. And he picks up and gets down to the 39-yard line.
Yep.
Picks up the 1st down.
Nice little run there.
Well, it certainly opened up there. He wasn't sent everybody deep and cleared. And then we are at 2:19 in the quarter. Again, here we go. We are looking at a 2-by-2 set with Greg Lane to the left. Motion to the left. Oh, wide open quarterback draw. And there goes
This might be it.
Knight along the sidelines. Gets down to about the 10-yard line.
Nice run.
They were definitely not ready for a quarterback run like that. Oh, he's got a nice. Nye has a nice skill set, running and passing. We're down at the 10. We've got a minute 54 to go. Chains have been set. Goal to goal. And waiting for the snap. Motion to the left by Lane. So now we have empty backfield again. Up, whistle. Flag of some sort. Looks like a legal procedure. Looks like somebody jumped early for Oberlin. Okay. All right, empty backfield. Nye back. Shotgun, looking obviously to pass or possibly run it himself. Snap back.
Right there.
Looking to his right and just snowed under by number 90 and number 99 of Concordia.
140 left in the half.
That was a big play by Concordia.
His hot read should have been the slot on that left side.
And here we go. 2 by 2. 35.
Running back. No, wide open.
Oh, my goodness. Number 17 wide open in the end zone. That's
Connor
Steele for another score. Oberlin is having their way with Concordia, that's for sure today. And Penta back for the kick. 1 minute to play in the game. It's currently 27-7. PAT formation, kick the ball down, kick up, and it's good.
No good. They just waved it off.
Just waved it off? Okay, no good. Sorry about that, folks. It is now 20. Still on the scoreboard. Is it being made, though? No, they take it off. Okay. So it's 27-7 with 1 minute left to play in the first half.
A scoring update.
And scoring update, we have OSU 14 and Youngstown State 7 in the second quarter.
Autumn is an excellent time to enjoy the great outdoors. It's also a great time to experience the scenic Upper Cuyahoga River in beautiful Geauga County. At Crooked River Adventures, we're open year-round, 7 days a week, and we rent kayaks, paddleboards, and canoes. Before or after your voyage, you can enjoy our restaurant with patio and bar, or you can bring your own picnic. Crooked River Adventures are perfect for school outings and for family bonding. For more information, visit crookedriveradventures.com.
And we're back, and Penta again. We seem to be in that pooch punt or that pooch kick formation. The defenders are packed really tight. Okay, he kicks the ball down the field this time, and oh my goodness!
Don't let him go. Still can't bring him down.
They did not do a very good. They did not do a very good job of containing, and ran the ball back to Oberlin's 31, maybe 32-yard line. 32-yard line.
51 seconds left in the half here.
51 seconds left. We've got Concordia out on the field. It definitely looks as though they're going to have to pass the ball to try to score here before the end of the quarter, so I expect that to happen. A lot of people up on the line for
Oh, wide open.
and in for the touchdown is number 10. Gabe Dace caught the ball. He's in for the touchdown. Oberlin came with a blitz, had probably 9 people in the box, and just was not expecting that ball to be completed, or they thought they were going to get to the quarterback right away.
That corner just sat. He didn't even move. His feet were like in cement.
Oh.
Not sure what that was.
Okay, so
Sure, there'll be a discussion on the sideline.
I'm sure of that. Ryan Auer back to kick for the extra point. It's up, and it is good. I think this was probably the first big mistake that Oberlin made today. You know, they have been playing a very good game, and they just, between the kickoff return and that pass there, they just did not seem to be prepared in the last minute of the game, or a minute of the half. So we'll have to see what happens here.
Well, that door that was closing just opened up.
Yes. They open the door from Concordia now to give themselves a chance. So now, I don't know. What do you think? You think that maybe Concordia would be looking for an onside kick here? I mean, we've seen enough of little short kicks already. What would be one more?
I'd probably kick it deep, just because.
Don't want to make the same mistake. That Oberlin just had for them. Yeah.
At least to the 15.
And there is that 1 point difference in the unmade extra point. So I would say be conservative.
So Auer's back for the kickoff. All right, and Dylan Marshall back for Oberlin, and here's the kick. It's coming down about to the 30. Nathaniel Castro catches the ball, and fair catches it. Yeah, absolutely. Smart move. He fair caught it. The ball is now going to be marked at the 25-yard line, and with 44 seconds left, I would normally I would say that that I would expect that Oberlin would just run the clock out here, but they've done a lot of things that have kind of been a little surprising to catch Concordia off guard. So anything is possible. Okay, Nye is back at quarterback. We have number 33 in KR Strong Glenn from Detroit, Michigan, Thurston High. He's in the backfield. But here we go. We have Nye back to pass. Woo, and it's knocked down.
That could have been disastrous.
Yeah, that's why I said I was a little surprised that that they wouldn't run the clock out and go in up 2 scores.
You're a riverboat gambler.
Yep. So it seems like John Pont is willing to gamble. 33 seconds left. Ball still on the 25-yard line. Ball snapped back, handed off to number 33, KR Strong Glenn. He picks up 6 yards. The ball's at the 31. And I think at this point, I think after that pass got knocked down, I think Coach Pont thought better of throwing the ball and risking another score for Concordia. So I fully expect that we're going to see Kyer Strong Glenn get another ball here handed to him. Nope. Again, I'm wrong. Here we go. Nye rolling and completes the ball to number 11.
That's a half.
And that's it for the half.
Oh,
wait.
There's a whistle. I don't see a flag, but
He was probably out of bounds before the clock hit.
Did that center ever return for the?
No, they hauled him off in a cart. The center, number 66.
Defensive holding, one more play.
No, defensive holding.
That's the signal.
Well, now you take a shot. Just make sure.
Yeah, just make sure that if you
45 yards outfield.
just make sure that if they intercept the ball, you have people that are going to make the tackle.
I take my 4 fastest guys and streak.
Yep.
That's the worst case scenario.
See, there's some indices. Somebody left the hanky up in the field up there.
Oh, there it is. Yeah, I can figure out where.
I might need this.
Yeah, I can't believe in those yellow hankies laying
He's
around.
reaching in his pocket. Can't find it. Where is that thing?
All right, so
Your coaches talk with disdain about that.
Yeah.
Oberlin with 3 to the left, 1 wide out on the right. Nye back in the shotgun.
Shell cover 4 there.
And back to pass. Lots of time.
pressure.
He's got lots of time. Throws it down the field to number 33. Again,
That's a half.
and he picked up about 25 yards on that play, but a half is here, and the teams are going into the locker room. So, yeah. So at the end of the half, at the end of the first half, we have Oberlin Yeoman 27 and the Concordia Cougars 14.
Yeah, I'll get on here. Whenever. Yeah, bring them. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, so exciting first half. Al, that 27-14. It was 27-7 at one point, and I think if Concordia doesn't get that touchdown, that door's closing on them.
I was going to say the nail would have been definitely in the coffin then, but
Yeah.
they messed that up terribly.
Now, I would say that what I was impressed with, guys, in the first half was Drew Nye. And, he wouldn't be confused with a great runner, but very opportunistic runner. I mean, he would see the gaps. He would take it. He protected himself. He got out of bounds. He went down, except for when he sensed he could get into the end zone, he took off and went. Gosh, I'm really impressed with how he's orchestrated this game so far at this point.
He's a smart runner. Like you said, he sees the opportunity and he takes it.
Yeah.
And that's pretty good for a kid that's a sophomore. So
Okay, let's see.
good leader for them next year.
Okay, let's take a look at the first half stats. For Concordia, of course, 14 points, and Oberlin 27. First downs, 7 for Concordia, 17 for Oberlin. Rushing stats, we had Concordia 13 attempts for 36 yards, and for Oberlin, 20 attempts for 130 yards. Net passing, 85 yards for Concordia, 201 for Oberlin. Troy Prattley, the quarterback for Concordia, let's drop down here, 9 of 14 for 85 yards and 2 TDs. He had a long play of 32, and he was sacked 1 time. For Oberlin, we have Drew Nye, 15 of 21 for 201 yards, 4 touchdowns, guys, and a long of 29. He's been sacked twice. In the rushing individually, Jerron Brown had 2 carries for 14 yards. Damari Grant, 1 for 11 yards. Troy Prattley, 4 for 8 yards. 4 for 7 and a touchdown. And Jace Levy, 1 for 2 yards. Receiving-wise for Concordia, Blake Henson, 2 catches for 20 yards. Jace Levy, 2 for 15. Jerron Brown, 2 for 5. And Gabe Dace, 1 for 32, which was good for a touchdown. Punting, Ryan R., 2 kicks, 67 yards. He averaged 33.5 yards per kick. Punt returns, Damari Grant, 1 for -7. Kickoff returns, Damari Grant, 1 for 42. Defensively, Brandon Arredondo had 8 tackles. Marvin Rushing had 6. Damari Grant had 5. And Cameron Mabins had 4. Jumping over to Oberlin, Drew Nye, as we just talked about, 9 carries, 72 yards. His long was 29. We had Nunu Samuels, 7 carries, 37 yards, long of 24. Greg Lane, who kind of popped in there and did a nice job for him, 2 carries, 12 yards for a 6-yard average. Colton Daniel, 1 for 6 and a 6-yard average. Receiving-wise, we had Evan Smith Rooks, 5 catches for 64 yards, along of 28. Connor Steele, 2 for 35 with 2 touchdowns, along of 26. Jack Diskin, 2 catches, 33 yards, 1 touchdown with a long of 29. Ben Ephraim, 2 catches, 12 yards and a long of 6. Punting-wise, Wes Penna for Oberlin, 1 kick, 33 yards, and they had nothing in the return game. Defensively, they had Jack Russell had 5 tackles. He had 1 sack. Brandon Hall had 5 tackles. Nathaniel Castro, 2 tackles. And Danny Bental, 2 tackles. So there's your stats, guys. I think, I'm looking at third down conversions up in the team stats. We had Concordia was 2 of 6, and Oberlin was 4 of 6. So and that doesn't seem like a lot, but those potentially keep your 2 scoring drives alive. So that was a nice job there. Fourth down, Concordia was 1 of 2, and Oberlin was 0 for 1. Red zone scoring chances, Concordia was 1 for 1, and Oberlin they were 4 for 4, so they made a lot out of their efforts down there. So, guys, we'll see what the second half brings, but not knowing either of these teams coming in, I was impressed with Oberlin. They played with enthusiasm and not a lot of penalties either. Matter of fact, looking, what do we got there for penalties, Al?
We had, let me see here. Concordia had 1 for 10, and Oberlin was 2 for 15.
So a pretty clean game.
Yeah.
It's not been marred. And, as Rick was saying a little while ago, this game was flying, So a lot of that has to do with the ball being on the ground, but at the same time, it's not being stopped because of penalties and things like that. So pretty clean game. It's a little bit of an overcast day here in Oberlin, but at Bailey Field. But, overall, guys, they talked about a little rain. I haven't seen any of that yet. So
the weather is not affected.
Al's knocking on wood there.
On wood.
We hope that as we get into that, second half, you might get something. But as far as we hope it stays like this is perfect football weather. And, we've had I don't know what the –
anybody cramping up in this weather.
No. I think we're going to get past that pretty soon here. Watching a few high school games over the last few weeks, I think I've only seen 1 cramp in 3 weeks. So, yeah. And then the big game in the Cleveland area, game of the week, was the Kenston Bombers prevailed over the St. Joe Vikings, 49-27. Bombers moved to 4-0, and they have they're averaging about 50 points a game, so they're moving. And so congratulations to Coach Grubich and the Bombers. Do we got anything on the Buckeyes, guys? Let's see what we can get some scores, OAC scores and North Coast scores. Running those down somewhere around here. I got my my million sheets of paper. So today in the North Coast Athletic Conference, we've got Hiram at Mount St. Joseph. That was a 2 o'clock start. Wisconsin River Falls at Ohio Wesleyan. That is a 12 o'clock start. Concordia at Oberlin, of course, we're here. That was a 12 o'clock start. Kalamazoo at Kenyon, a 1 o'clock start. Anderson at DePaul, 1 o'clock start. Olivet at Worcester, 1 o'clock start. And Linfield University, that is a...
Ohio State 21-7.
Okay, the Buckeyes, we just had a report from Columbus. It is 21-7 in favor of Ohio State. Is that halftime?
No, it's not halftime. Buckeyes have the ball, and they're on their own 47.
Okay, so the Buckeyes have the ball, and they are on their own 47, so we'll keep you posted on the Buckeye score. Linfield University out playing Denison. Now, if I'm not mistaken, Linfield...
Is that a Texas school?
And I think it might be in Oregon.
Oh, you might be. I believe you're right.
That'd be a heck of a drive, come out, or flight, I'm assuming, but we'll have to check into that. It's a 7 o'clock game tonight down at Denison. And we'll be seeing Denison here in a couple weeks when they play Hiram. In the OAC, we've got Muskingum at Otterbein. That was a noon start. We've got Capital. Let's see. Okay. So we're missing part of that. But then we've got Capital and Wilmington. I'm sorry. I don't know who Capital's with today, guys. But Wilmington and Baldwin Wallace is a 1:30 start. Moving to the Heartland Conference, Defiance and Adrian, 1 o'clock start. Anderson and DePaul, 1:30 start. Albion and Bluffton, that's a 6 p.m. start. Mount St. Joseph, we just had Mount St. Joseph. And Hiram, that is a 12 o'clock start. Aurora University in Franklin, 1:30. Alma College in Manchester, 6 p.m. And Rose Holman and Trine at 7. So that's a rundown of the local OAC, Heartland, and NCAC scores. And, of course, next week we're going to be – I'll let you talk about this a little bit. We're going to be traveling to, I believe it's Bexley, West Virginia, for Hocking College and Lewisburg College. And we covered one of your games a few years ago with Lewisburg, and they're usually a pretty good team.
They're always had a wide open offense, and one of my, I always tell everybody, it was probably one of my finest hours, but it was also one of my worst hours. Unfortunately, we lost, but we passed for 616 yards, and no picks. And it was just a shootout. I hated to see it end. That's how great a game it was.
Yeah.
Good rivalry between Hocking. So the current coach there now, Craig Moore, was my offensive coordinator.
Right.
Back then, a few years ago when we had that game. And I know we've already talked about it, me and him, about being ready to go and trying to break that record but get a victory this time.
Yeah. Now, last year, I know it was a close game between those two schools. Maybe a 1 point difference, like 15-14 or something. Yeah. And so, as you said, that's a rivalry game, and we're looking forward to getting back down there with the Hawks. It's been with COVID and everything, it's been a couple years since we've had a chance to get a game with them. But so that will be next week. That will be a 3 o'clock start down in, Well, I didn't tell you that we were going to be here at 1:30 or 10:30. Yesterday we talked about that. But when you asked me, you said, what time are you going to be there? I said, well, I'll be here about an hour and a half before the game. You get excited. We're grilling Rick right now.
He's a Division III school.
Oh, okay.
So Hiram.
Okay, so Hiram, are these all half, I would assume?
I think they tell you up in the corner.
Oh, okay. Third period, we've got Hiram 14. We got Mount St. Joseph 35, Hiram 14. Third quarter, we've got Adrian 10 and Defiance 0 in the first period. We'll run through these. We've got at first period, we have Washington and Jefferson 7 and Bethany 0. We've got in the first period, holy moly, DePaul 21 and Anderson 20. And let's see. And we're just running through these scores to see. We got a lot of them, guys, but they're not all local. Some of these aren't going to mean a thing to you. So,
Anderson has always been tough, whether they win or not. You know you've been in a good fight when you go against Anderson.
Yeah. And I think the thing that we're seeing, too, I know Rick and I have seen this in the last few years, is we're seeing a lot of the Division III teams start to play 7 o'clock games. And primarily in Ohio, if you know the Buckeyes are playing at noon, then you don't want to schedule your game at noon. Right. So I think people are wise. In Pennsylvania, they tell me the same thing about Penn State. If Penn State's playing at noon, well, we're not playing at noon. We're going to move our games. And, the bottom line is for them to make some money, they got to do that. So I'm going to give Doug back his phone here. And we'll try to get some more scores as the game goes on. We have about 6 minutes to go at halftime. Oberlin is out doing warm-ups. And one thing, Al, I know you can appreciate this being a long-time coach. Do you find that the warm-ups are a lot more enthusiastic when you come out there and you're ahead by 13 and you want the second half to start right now? You don't want any time off on that. So
kids are loose and
yeah,
still have a positive attitude.
Right. So Oberlin's out here way early. And they are fired up. Yes, they are. And one thing I did find, guys, during the days I coach, sometimes you bring them in and the kids are excited and you don't want to quell that. So talking too long doesn't do anything. They want to get back out on the field, so get them out, let them start doing warm-ups. And, I'm sure he talked about his adjustments, but right now if they keep on doing what they're doing, they're going to be fine. So as far as Concordia is going to have to, find a solution for Nye. They're going to have to spy him or something, because when he does get out, he has damaged them now. And I know it's kind of funny. We were talking about this on the way over. We were talking about the 2002 national championship team with the Buckeyes, and the leading rusher in that game against Miami was Craig Krenzel, who
runs like a penguin.
He's like a Mack truck.
Maurice Claret on that team.
Yeah, and you had Maurice Claret, who Miami obviously was game planning for, but Krenzel was the difference there with his rushing. And we're seeing something happening here with Nye like that. Drew Nye has created a problem for them that they have to address, and I'm sure that's something they're talking about at halftime. Nunu Samuels, I thought, has run the ball extremely well for them. He's been able to get the edge a few times. And so, and all the receivers overall, if we look at the stats, the top 4 receivers are all about even in the stats for Oberlin. So, I think when you look at that, there's nice distribution on the football, too. We do have Evan Smith Rooks has 5 catches, but everybody else there has at least 2 catches. So he's not just zeroing in on one person. And as I say, Nunu Samuels, he's averaging about 5.3 per carry, but as Nye is at 8.0 per carry. So, nice game there. And we look at the body language coming out here. Concordia's, there's not a lot of enthusiasm going on over.
No, look like they're coming out of a funeral.
Yeah. So we'll see how this goes in the second half.
If I were Concordia, I'd be looking at that last score that they had.
Yeah, build on that.
And building on that and say, hey, look how quickly we scored.
Yeah.
We can do this.
Yeah. And I will say, there's been a couple times when Concordia's had some kids running open and the football's on the wrong side of the receiver. Or they dropped the ball, yeah. So, it's not like there's nothing going on good for them. They just have to make that connection.
I think they should have their short passing game, stick with that, and I pick on that corner.
Right.
That was in cement over there.
Sure,
I don't know what
sure.
He was probably better as a photographer, but I would pick on him. He'd probably be the first person I'd go after.
And if you're Oberlin, you want to make adjustments to, that give that corner some help, or we're going to take a look at somebody there and try to correct that issue. But
I'm sure he got the coming to Jesus meeting from his coach to let him know to wake up.
yeah, I remember when Doug and I were in high school, they used to take you in the shower if they wanted to have a conference with you. So you never wanted to get called into that kind of meeting. So we walk in there, and we had one of our players on our team was a center, and he tended to be the center of a lot of coaching. Yeah, center of attention. So, so we're getting near the kickoff here, guys. How do you want to do the second half? Okay, that's fine. That's fine. So I'm gonna hit the play-by-play. Al will be doing color, and I will we'll get this going, and then Doug will come back in the fourth quarter. I kind of expected that. I think Nebraska is not very good.
Neon has got something going out there.
Those Buffaloes.
I think when they play Oregon, we'll see what they're all about.
Right, but you know what?
Yeah, he's got the kids. They've been horrible.
A factor in the
Yeah.
in the nation, and that disappeared.
Yeah.
So.
Well, you got to go back to the '90s when they had was it Bill McCartney was there, and they had Rashawn Salam.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
They're in the foothills of the Rockies.
And during that time period, as I recall, it was Colorado and Notre Dame butted heads a few times there in some big games, and Lou Holtz was. So, okay, guys. So we've got the second half kickoff coming up here. Oberlin will be kicking to Concordia, and we will get this show on the road.
That's what makes that score before half by Concordia important, because if they can score 9,
Right.
it will be a football.
They cut it to a touchdown, yeah. So here's the kickoff by number 35, I believe, right, or 36. And there's the pooch kick again, and they fair caught it. Concordia fair catches it at the 36-yard line. Yeah. So that kickoff was by number 36, Jacob Day. He's a freshman kicker. We saw him from Raven Gap, Georgia. The Coochie School. Yeah, probably. Studying the back of the beer bottles, right? Isn't that what college kids do on the weekends? I think so.
I don't know, Bill. You used to be at college.
Nah, I don't remember.
New kids probably drink lattes, chai tea.
Okay, Concordia on a jet sweep, and they're out to about the 44-yard line. And, yeah.
Nice little gain there.
Yes, it was. Okay. So. No, they don't. Well, there's games on your schedule. You circle, guys. You look at it and you say, okay, well, this is a team that we feel we should beat. And I'm, after last week, I'm sure both of these teams had circled each other and said this is a winnable game for us. So Concordia, and then they give the ball to 13, Jerron Brown. And Brown, nice hard run to the 50-yard line. Wow, guys, he looked like a Mack truck coming through there. He was running with some purpose.
There's definitely some hitting going on.
Yeah. So get ready here for the new set of downs. And Concordia is looking over to the sideline. Coach Andy Lambert is giving the instructions. So we got trips to the left, and we've got Prattley back in the gun. And Prattley keeps it on the option, and he runs it out to about the 46-yard line. So he read that, he had the edge, and he took it. So nice play by Prattley. And we've got about 4-yard gain, so it's 2nd and 6. And they are on the Yeoman 46-yard line. Now this is where Oberlin can't sleep, guys. They're gonna have to step up and get a takeaway, or get a good stop here. Okay, little quick stop route.
He did catch it.
Yeah, and I believe he's right on the first down marker. So that was number 6, Jace Levy.
He's been a focus.
Yeah, Jace has had a few catches here. I think in the first half he was had 2 catches for 15. He also had the touchdown. So here we go with the 3rd and 1. 3 receivers to the left, 1 to the right. And here comes the option play. And he steps out of bounds there. Henry Jones did about the 35-yard line. He thought he was still in. But a first down. And, like we talked about in that first half, when you see the option, if you haven't prepared for it, you can get embarrassed on that if you're not assignment sound on that. So we've got Concordia getting ready with a new set of downs at the Oberlin 35. Okay. Prattley in the shotgun. He drops. He looks. He's going deep down the right sideline. And now the ball was caught, but it's out of bounds. That was Jace Levy. And nice adjustment on the football, but just didn't have his feet in. So that's going to make it 2nd and 10 from the 35-yard line.
He's got good hands.
Yeah, nice body control as he adjusted on that. Okay. So we've got 3 to the left here, and we've got 1 to the right. So Prattley gets ready. He rolls to his left. It looks like an option again, but no, not this time. Number 34 for the Yeoman. And stepped up hard.
It was a missed block by Jace.
Yeah. Brandon Hall was he saw that coming and he played that perfectly. He got the outside man and
yeah, he ran right through the
through
the receiver blocking and
that's when the receivers you go to him and say, you do have to block too once in a
while.
So we were at the 38-yard line of the Yeoman, 3rd and about 13. Okay, 2-by-2. Prattley in the gun with Brown to his left. Prattley drops. He looks. His things are breaking down, and he's in trouble. And number 45, that is Hunter Green, the 5'10", 226-pound sophomore. He's out of Arundel School in Ogden, Maryland. And nice job by him. So that puts Concordia in punt situation, and Castro's back to receive. And we'll see. I'd like to see a return here, guys. Nope, it's going to be a fair catch again. Oh, no! Castro came in and tried to do a scoop catch on it, and it came off his leg.
He recovered it.
And Dennis Vanderplow, 6 foot, 160-pound freshman from Livonia, Michigan, on the recovery. And holy moly, guys, that is a big nose guard there.
He's probably going to be my center in basketball.
Yeah, I think so.
I'm pretty sure nobody's getting a layup.
And that's Leander Herman. He's 6'8", 417.
Wow.
And no, nothing there. And that was a step up by the defense there. Although they had stopped him, Prattley got nothing. Actually dropped for about a 3-yard loss. So it appears to be 2nd and 13 for Concordia, but that's a big guy, guys.
Yeah, he's big from this distance.
It's a guy that you want to have somebody control the guards and center. There you go.
He opens his wingspan.
Yeah. You just go down and tell him you got both A gaps.
Yes, you got both. Yeah. Don't worry about anything else. You just take care of that.
Yep.
Okay, we got a little jet sweep action. Prattley rolls out to his right, pressured, throws back across his body, picked off by the Yeoman. Number 14, I think that is Solomon Brennan.
I think that's the one that made up for him having his feet in concrete on that.
Yeah, and the thing with Prattley is throwing off balance like that just got himself in trouble. I mean, if you're going to throw the ball 35, 40 yards, you got to make sure you got good footing when you let that thing go. And he just tossed that up to the end zone. So
No one felt better about that than Castro, who had fumbled the ball.
yes. Yeah, Nathaniel Castro's probably was thinking, oh, my goodness, if they score here, you're going to make it 21 or 27-21. So 9:35 to go in the third period, and we've got a 27-14 score with Oberlin on top. Okay, Nye goes to a no-back set. Official timeout. Now let's see. Yes, they left their hanky on the field somewhere. So okay, so we're still got 3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left, and we've got number 3 Nunu Samuels in the backfield, and they give to Samuels, and he cuts back. And Samuels, keeps his feet churning, is able to pick up about 4 yards. Nice little gain there.
That's a new nickname. I've never heard of a Nunu. But I like it.
Yeah. You always like to know the history behind those names when you hear them. How did that happen? Okay, we got pistol formation with 2-by-2 set. Okay, Nye moves his running back to his right. He drops. He looks. Oh, and it's probably just better off that nothing happened there. That was intended for Ben Ephraim, and
it's better he dropped that one.
Yeah. Okay, so 3rd and 6, 2-by-2 set again. We've got Nunu Samuels to the right of Nye. Nye getting ready, looks over for the adjustment, and now he's back in the gun and just eating some time off the clock, which is a good thing to do when you're up by 13. And Nye is getting a little pressure from the Concordia defensive front, and picked off by number 18.
Taking it to the house.
And he may take it all the way back. And I think he did. Number 18 for Concordia, that is Damari Grant, the 5'11", 180-pound sophomore from Chicago, Illinois.
I think that's the first mistake. First big mistake.
Yeah, Damari Grant made him pay on that one. And just like that, 27-20 in favor of Oberlin with the extra point coming. And we've got 8:35 to go. And, guys, it's become a close game again.
It's a game. I think he saw 2 receivers and thought it's wide open, and the guy in white just kind of blended in.
Yep. Well, a lot of times it's those center fielders you don't see who are just kind of rolling over and happen to get under it. And so, at this point, Oberlin really they'll need to step up now and get themselves going. Yes. And I think that's what Coach Pont's telling them right now. He says, hey, guys, we relaxed. We had a nice lead, and now we've made it a close game. And so and missing that extra point is, doubly important now.
Yeah.
So, I see a couple.
Large now.
Yeah. See a couple Hueys out there, guys. flying over.
Oh, shoot.
So here's
They need to call on those seniors, but I only see like 5, I think, on offense. But they're going to have to get them to
okay. Dylan Marshall is back as the single return man here for Oberlin.
Castro's in front of him. I don't know the other one on the other side is
14, that's Solomon Brennan.
Okay.
And so we've got, here comes the kick by Ryan Auer. And a fair catch at the Kevin Burke at the 12-yard line. I'm sorry, 12-yard. Number 12, Kevin Burke, at the 29-yard line. And so Coach Pont gathers the troops on the sideline, and he's giving them some instruction before they go out there. And really at this point, see, we haven't, of course, we had a lot of opportunity, but we haven't seen Nye with his opportunistic runs that we saw in the first half, and we'll see if they try to get back that a little bit. Okay, so we've got 3 to the left. We got motion to the right with Smith Rux, and there's Lane, and Lane slashes off the left side for a couple yards. Looks like we'll have a 2nd and 7 at the Oberlin 33-yard line. Okay, so Nye looks to both sides. He's got 3 receivers to his right, 1 to the left. Pistol formation with Lane. Lane moves up to the right. Nye drops. He looks, a little screen pass, and that's Greg Lane right there. Lane picks up about 5 yards there, so we're looking at a 3rd and 3.
set up nice.
Yeah, it was. That was a nice setup on that screen pass, and a good call in that situation. Okay, we got 2 receivers left, 2 to the right. Okay, Nye is in the pistol. Okay, Lane steps up to his left now. He drops. He looks. And as we just talked about, and there's a run. He's over to 50, 45. Whoa. Knocked out at about the 42. Yeah. Yeah. Once Nye stepped into the white and then that guy came over and rocked him, I thought, we'll see what they do with that one. So, but
the official's got his hat off. Which usually means somebody stepped out of bounds, but might be a sideline warning too. I see the coach was getting on his kids about the sideline.
Okay. So the Yeomen have moved the ball down to the 40-yard line of Concordia. And, just as we said, we hadn't seen Nye being involved as a runner. He takes off again. And
they're going to get an additional 15.
Okay.
Unsportsmanlike. They didn't say what number, though.
Okay. And that's going to move the ball down to about the 27-yard line. And new set of downs for the Yeomen. 2-by-2 set. Greg Lane in the pistol behind Nye. Nye looks over the defense. Lane steps up to the left. And, a little early start there by number 61 for Talon Bailey, the 6'1", 270-pound sophomore from Washington High School in Lorain, Ohio.
71 could have been called for that as well.
Yeah,
Okay.
I think so. He left his leg.
So 71 shared in that. Mike Mathis, 6'4", 310-pound sophomore from Detroit Jesuit in Birmingham, Michigan. Okay. So 1st and 15 for Drew Nye. 2-by-2 set. Greg Lane steps up to the right. Nye drops. He looks, and he's going to take off. And they just left the middle of the field wide open. And he squirts down to about the 24-yard line. Pickup of about 11 yards, guys. And when that just the pass rush, they're doing a nice job spreading the pass rush out and creating those running lanes for.
Like those wide splits have a lot to.
Yeah.
I wondered why earlier, but now I kind of see. Maybe
Yeah.
they knew that.
That would create those lanes.
Those running lanes for him.
Okay, 3-by-1 set, 3 to the left. Lane moves up to the right. Nye looks. And he distributes us out to Smith Rooks. And I think he got the first down. Looks like about the 17-yard line. And, boy, I'll tell you guys, I don't know if you saw that, but the little drag route across the middle there was right off the bat was wide open. But he was probably clearing out for Smith Rooks on that. Okay, so Nye. Yeah, Oberlin's got something going here. 2-by-2 set. Okay, Nye brings Smith Rooks in motion. He looks. He's going to the corner, and he's got number 4, and that is Jordan Fishback, the 6-foot-tall, 185-pound freshman from Montclair Academy in Montclair, New Jersey. Oh, no way. Do we have holding? It looks like it's in that area.
It looks like he was showing somebody must have pulled a guy down. Yeah.
So we're going to have 1st and 20 now from about the 28-yard line.
Man. His nonverbal communication was like, what happened, Coach?
It was definitely a wasted opportunity there. It was a beautiful pass by Nye to Fishback.
Would Oberlin go for 2?
Yes.
Yeah.
I think they should, but
Right. Yeah, you're already off on it. We got a 3 to the left, 1 to the right, lane to the right of Nye. Nye brings motion. He drops. He looks. He rolls to his right and just throws it out. I mean, smart play. They had that pretty well diagnosed all over the field. Okay, so 2nd and 20. And we'll see what and again, you know, Oberlin's had 27-21 with 5:40 to go. No need to be in a big rush here. Okay, 2-by-2 set. Motion to the left. Lane leaks out of the backfield, and it's just a designated quarterback run. And again, Nye gets down to the 15-yard line. They just didn't account for him on that. So you've got a 12-yard gain. Yeah. It wasn't as easy as the other ones he had earlier.
No.
So we got a 2-by-2 set, and we got Lane to the right of Nye. Nye looks at now he motions Lane to the sideline into trips. So we've got a no back, and Nye rolls to his right and throws it out of bounds. So I would believe we might have an upcoming field goal attempt here, but yes. Yeah, so we've got Wes Penta. Okay. Wes has a 25-yard field goal to his credit last week. He was 1 for 1 on field goal attempts. So this will be what, guys, about 32 yards?
Yeah.
So we will see. And there's a late arriving Cougar onto the field. And I think he's got it. So 32-yard field goal by Wes Penta pushes the Yeoman's lead out to 30-21 with 4:54 to go in the third period. And, not bad, guys. It was a nice drive and, hurt themselves. You know, it's kind of funny how we were talking about no penalties in the first half, and then, virtually now we've had like 4 or 5 penalties here. Sometimes we must have cursed him on that one.
They always accuse me of that with overtimes and things.
Mm-hmm.
I did it last night again.
I said, Rick, stop saying that stuff.
Yeah, Joe Davis does not appreciate it.
Yeah. Okay, so the Yeomen get ready for the kickoff with 4:54 to go here.
This is definitely how they decided to attack the game here with this short kickoff game.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. And, you know,
But in Column the last kickoff they had, they
right.
did not cover it well.
And that was a fair catch. But those fair catches, they got to work on those a little bit.
Yeah.
You know, it's not really, you know, back in the day, they would have dropped the flag on you if you weren't properly signaling that. So we've got number 78, Leander Herman, has returned as the nose guard here, guys. And that is one big. Yes, he is. And as I say, he's 6'8", 417 as a senior. He's out of Brooklyn Tech in Brooklyn, New York.
Wow. That kid's not even a house. He's a mansion. He's a mansion. That's huge.
And there's Prattley. Oh, Prattley's ran down from behind by number 33 for Oberlin. And number 33.
Is that the big kid that ran the ball before half?
Yeah, Colton Donnell. It is this guy that he was. So he's a two-way player here.
Nice. Don't see that much of him.
No, Coach Prime must have been talking to Coach Pont about playing. You play some of those guys two ways. Okay, so we've got a second and about 13 and a little quick pass.
He's still up.
Nice. He's still going.
Oh no!
Pushed him out. Okay.
And
Pushed out by 34.
yeah, Solomon Brennan whiffed on an attempt there, and number 34 was Brandon Hall. Eventually knocks him out. But they are in Oberlin territory, guys. And they are at the Oberlin 43-yard line with 4 minutes to go in the third period. So they get 2-by-2 set. Prattley sends Brown in motion, and he was going to run that, guys. I mean, they dumps it off to Brown. And Brown takes a little short pass and makes it into a 7-yard gain. That was a nice little job by Brown to just sit there and, you know, as the check down, he didn't get impatient. Okay. 2nd and 4. The Cougars are primed here to try to see what they can pick up. Brown motions to the right, 2-by-2 set, and Prattley gets it out to number 3, and
breaks another one.
Yeah, number 3, Devin Bledsoe, 6'3", 195-pound junior from Orchard Farm, St. Charles, or Orchard Farm from St. Charles, Missouri. Okay. So Concordia gets a new set of downs. They're at the Oberlin 30. And, yeah, it's been a pretty good matchup, guys. It's been about as even as
I think this
yes.
a good rivalry here.
Yeah, and this is the first time they've ever played. I was looking at the series record, and they're 0-0. So this might be one they want to think about keeping on there for a few years.
It's a nice run.
And Brown he loses his footing. He's able to squeeze out about 12 inches there.
We talked earlier, but what was your when you were coaching college?
Mm-hmm.
Were you a fan of the pistol?
I think for certain teams, you know, with your personnel, I personally, would I have done anything with it? I never did. I mean, I had it in the playbook. Now, what's your thoughts about it? Oh,
Being a wing tee guy, I like the pistol wing tee just because I could do a lot with it. And then if I was too slow, I think I could still use wing tee. If I was big and slow, big and small.
Right.
And if I was very fast, you didn't want to see me. If we were very fast, you did not want to see our team. Because then not only did you have to struggle to find the ball,
Right.
then you had to go catch the ball.
Right.
Or catch the ball carrier, and that was going to be a nightmare.
Right. Prattley in a gun, 2x2, third, and,
Wow, that wasn't a
and
hold.
Prattley gets it out to a wide open wide
again.
receiver.
Same guy.
Devin Bledsoe, 6'3", 195-pound junior. We just talked about him. And Bledsoe with a 30-yard touchdown catch. And
Solomon Brennan, he's going to not have a good day in film
no.
study.
Yeah, he's going to get to go to the shower room.
Yeah.
Yeah. Solomon, you just step in here. So, okay. Ryan Auer for the extra point for Concordia. And there's the kick, and it's good. So, 30-28, guys. So, this Oberlin needs to seize control and take that ball and do what they just did last drive. Take it down the field, except they need to finish now.
Yeah.
And because now if they end up, the problem for them is you can't play for a field goal because that's only going to be a 5-point lead. And so you got to put yourself in a position where you're safe. And I'm sure Coach Pont has been preaching that to him. So, a minute 9 to go in the third period, and we'll be getting a commercial break in here in between the periods as we're rolling down to this. Okay, back deep is number 7, Dylan Marshall. And after watching this, guys, I'm almost for getting rid of the special teams if they're going to keep on fair catching it.
Just give them the ball at the
give them at the 25 or 30, and
it's like junior high games.
yes, just like junior high games. Exactly right. Okay.
You had 10 yards.
Yeah, there was 10 yards. So Solomon Brennan. And, we don't know what the coaches have told him either. They said, just fair catch it, and so we'll see what happens here. But so the Yeomen are going to be back on offense here, 25-yard line, minute 9 to go in the third quarter, and we will see what Coach Pont dials up for him here. We got a 2x2 set and a pistol formation. And so it looks like, okay. So there's, number 46 for Concordia. Yeah, that's Gavin Dace, 6 foot, 185-pound freshman from Sullivan, Missouri. Woo! That was a close one, guys. So, pistol formation. Samuels is lined up behind Nye. Moves over to left. Look it over. Let's see. Got a little bit. Looks like look like 2 might be coming. There's Samuels, and not much.
He trucked the linebacker.
Yeah, a couple 2-3 yards there.
I think even though he didn't get a gain much, I think he got the better of that.
The better of that collision, yeah.
Tackle was on his back.
2x2 set. Okay, with Samuels moves up to the right. Nye drops. He looks, and he decides to go. And he's got big yardage, guys. 40, 45, 50, 45, 40, 30, 20, 10, 5. Touchdown, Yeoman.
Flag down.
Flag at the 45
Bringing it
yard
back.
line.
Bringing it back.
Oh.
If it's number 11 again. There's gonna be two of them in the shower. Huh?
Coach had to bring chairs in there for him. He gonna be here for a while.
It's gonna be like me and my brother. Just, Dad wants to have to talk to both of you. Oh, go on, get it over with.
Yeah.
His nonverbal communication said it was. It was like, oh no.
Yeah. Wow.
Still got a first down.
Yeah, it was. So a holding penalty with Nye with a.
Concordia came with a blitz, and Nye was able to get.
Yeah, he split the.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was a 60-some yard run, which is called back. 65-yard run, I believe it would have been. Yeah. But it's a first down for the Yeoman, 2-by-2 set. Nye in the pistol. He moves Samuels off to his left. And we've got 23 seconds to go in this third period. And it's give to Samuels. A nice hard run by Samuels. Well, he keeps his legs going.
Yeah, 4 or 5 yard run.
5-yard run. Samuels, 5'9", 203 pounds. He's from the Bowles School in Jacksonville, Florida, which is pretty renowned school down there in the Jacksonville area.
Quarter.
Yeah, just switch sides. Okay. So at the end of the third period, we've got Oberlin 30, Concordia 28, and we're going to get an ad in here.
Autumn is an excellent time to enjoy the great outdoors. It's also a great time to experience the scenic upper Cuyahoga River in beautiful Geauga County. At Crooked River Adventures, we're open year-round 7 days a week, and we rent kayaks, paddleboards, and canoes. Before or after your voyage, you can enjoy our restaurant with patio and bar, or you can bring your own picnic. Crooked River Adventures are perfect for school outings and for family bonding. For more information, visit crookedriveradventures.com.
So we're going to get railed at. Okay, so how guys want to... So we are back, and we begin the fourth period here. Okay. Third quarter stats. We will get those when we get some time in between action. Okay, so Drew Nye has 2-by-2 set. He drops, he looks, gets a quick one out to number 89. It's Jack Diskin, 6'1", 201-pound senior from Woodville High School in Woodville, Washington.
That was a quick out for first down.
10-yard pickup, and looks like they are going to run a little bit of a speed-up offense here. 2-by-2 set, pistol formation. We have I think it's number 35 in the backfield now for Oberlin. And to give to number 30, a nice run. Wow. And that's another 10-yard pickup. We will effort to get that name there for you guys. Number 35. And Jamichael Benson, freshman running back, 5'9", 200 pounds from Garfield Heights High School in Garfield, Ohio. Okay. And then Nye drops. He looks. He's got a lane. He's going again. He's 30. Oh, just steps out at the 28. Nice pickup of about 7 yards.
They haven't. It's the one thing Concordia has not figured out how to stop him when the lanes open up.
Yeah, and I know we talked about that maybe they would come up with a spy or something on him, but that must not have been one of the adjustments. 2-by-2 set, pistol formation. We've got Benison, I guess. Yeah, Benison. He lines up to the left of Nye. And give the Benison again. Oh, nice little run, man. He is bulldozing down to the 10. 5. Touchdown, Yeoman. And there's no laundry on the field. So after a couple efforts, we've got in with no penalties. And so here comes the extra point.
That was a great job at the right side of the line. Opened a nice hole there, and he just took advantage of it and cut back. And
well, I'll tell you what, Benison being a freshman, 5'9", 200 pounds, I think he's earned himself some playing time with really some nice runs.
Kicks up and good.
And the point, Penna with the kick, and 37-28 Oberlin with 13:34 to go. And I don't know, Rick, you want to go to our commercial? Yeah, well, I think it'll be 4 for us, so we'll met our requirements.
Autumn is an excellent time to enjoy the great outdoors. It's also a great time to experience the scenic Upper Cuyahoga River in beautiful Geauga County. At Crooked River Adventures, we're open year-round 7 days a week, and we rent kayaks, paddleboards, and canoes. Before or after your voyage, you can enjoy our restaurant with patio and bar, or you can bring your own picnic. Crooked River Adventures are perfect for school outings and for family bonding. For more information, visit crookedriveradventures.com.
Okay, what were you going to say?
I was just going to go through a scoring summary, but looking right now, probably the kickoff ready to go. I don't think we have time for that, but we'll
get that.
Get that in a minute.
Yeah. Okay, the onside. Oh!
And
I don't know about that one.
Kick, and it was recovered.
Yeah, it's recovered by Concordia on the Oberlin 47. So field position was given up there on that one. So what were you, Al was reporting here? What did
2 Michigan recruits just showed up at the Colorado game.
So a couple Michigan recruits are visiting with Coach Prime at a game. So, which is, that's legal. They're not committed anywhere. Yeah. 2x2 set here. Prattley in the gun, gives the ball to Brown. Brown just rips off about 12 yards down to the 38-yard line of Oberlin.
Brought down by Luca Friedman, Jr. from Bedford Hills, New York. And
yeah, it's going to have to address.
This is getting to be a shootout here. We are running back and forth now.
We are.
And
2x2 set. Prattley gives the ball. Is it Brown again? Yeah, Brown, and he fights for about 5 yards. And he's down to about the 32-yard line. So Concordia, I would say what I think, and see if you don't agree with me on this, I think Oberlin's defense look a little tired right now.
Yeah, and I think so.
And I think they're getting a little worn out. Okay, so give to Brown. No, Prattley keeps it 30, 25, bounces up to nearly the 20-yard line. He's out of bounds about the 21.
But he picks up the first down, so we're
another first down. So this is like you were saying, get into the shootout range where just hope you have the ball last. So we've got 2x2 set. Prattley with Brown to his left, and I'm sorry, that was a 3x1 set. Pardon me.
Legal procedure.
Okay, so that's going to help the Yeoman out a little bit as far as pushing back Concordia. But Concordia's second half is they've come out well adjusted, and they're playing hard.
I think they have a little bit of advantage on their offensive line in terms of size. I think they've decided they're going to run the ball a little bit more, and that has set up the plays for Prattley as well in the passing game.
Yeah, they're leaning on him a little bit. 3x1 set. Prattley is in trouble. He's going to go down, number 45. I think that's Hunter Green. Hunter Green with the play. Oh, big play for Green. Appears to be, I'm going to say,
Almost a
12-yard loss.
13.
13-yard loss.
Second and 23.
So a big play by the Yeoman, Hunter Green.
Ball's on the 35-yard line.
3 receivers to the right, 1 to the left. Prattley gets back. He looks. It looked like they were setting up. Oh, no, and he loses his footing back at the 46-yard line.
Brought down by number 95.
No, my goodness.
Matt Cohen. Brought down by Matt Cohen, 6'3", 235 junior out of JFK High School in Merrick, New York.
Wow.
Third 33.
Third and 33. 11 minutes to go in the fourth period. 37-28 Oberlin. So 2-by-2 set. Prattley drops. He looks. Oh, and there's a little pressure again on that. And defensive line recovered nicely. That was number 16 for the Yeoman. After Prattley had got out of there, he was able to pick up a couple on fourth down. And that was number 16, Jake Russell, the senior outside linebacker from Wadsworth, Ohio.
I think that was a bit of Concordia's own that backwards the backwards range of the drive was just of their own making.
Yeah, they just came apart there. And now I would give some credit to the Oberlin defense because they downed the Concordia downs the
5-yard line.
5-yard line.
So a good punt, keeping Oberlin pinned
now,
in.
If Oberlin gets points here, they can if they get a touchdown, they can seal this, I think. But if they, a field goal still doesn't close the door on Concordia, but Concordia is going to have to rise up, and you can't allow a 8-minute drive either.
Well, but you've got Nye, in the shotgun, so he's going to be basically when he receives the ball, he's either going to be in the end zone or on the goal line.
That's
so,
true.
If
they have a miscue here.
Yeah, it could be trouble for them.
Yeah. So, Nye motions, Smith rooks, and the give is to number 35. And that is
Jamichael, I guess.
Jamichael Benison. Let's see if we
Jamichael, okay.
Jamichael Benison. Okay. Sorry about that, Jamichael. We're going to get it right sooner or later here. Okay, we got a 2-by-2 set. Benison off to the left, Nye. And a nice little run for Benison of 6 yards. Okay, he moves to the left, Nye. Just huge splits there. And they give it to Jamichael again, and Jamichael's able to get it up to nearly the 15-yard line, almost another first down. So it's going to be third and very short.
He runs very hard.
Wow, I'm very impressed with him. I mean,
yeah,
he's earning some playing time here today.
Absolutely.
So Jamichael Benison, they give it to him again, and he is kind of turned back now. This will be.
I think it'll depend on the spot.
They don't have him quite getting to the 20 according to the spot, so I think they're going to have to punt. But when you start on the 5-yard line, like you were talking about, you've got to be somewhat conservative in your play calling, so you don't give them a safety or an easy scoop and score type of situation. Okay, so we've got West Penna back to punt for the Yeoman. And
last time they punted out close to the end zone, the Concordia came hard. He came hard there as well.
Yeah, and he gets a beautiful bounce, which is going to die right on the 50-yard line.
Right on the 50.
Yeah. So about a 35-yard punt, and Nice job. I thought that was going to be blocked. That the house was coming down there, but so good field position for the Cougars, and we'll see how they respond with this because see Prattley is back out there, and they just really got to get their game plan back together because, like you said, that last series was not good at all for them. Okay, 2x2 set for Concordia. Back set off to the right, give it to Brown. Brown runs in, and maybe a 2-yard gain for Brown down to the Oberlin 48.
You know what? They may want to think about trying to go back to that option as well.
Yeah.
There's been a couple times where Oberlin has not had an answer for it. But
Sure. Makes sense. Especially like we talked about, it's not something they've put a lot of time in, so you can adjust so much at halftime to it. But and did they consider it something that they were worried about too? 3x1 set and a little quick screen out to number 3, and that's Bledsoe, and Bledsoe's going to be dropped for looks like about a 2 or 3 yard loss.
Brandon Hall sniffed that out. It was right there.
And that's going to be about a yard loss. So it'll be 3rd and 11 from the Concordia 49-yard line. So we got 3 receivers to the left. And we've got Brown, I believe, lined up to the left of Prattley. Prattley rolls out to his left. He's in trouble. He goes down.
Brought down by number 16 and number 45. 16 is
Jacob
Russell, and Hunter Green, both on the tackle.
So 4th down. I guess that would go as a sack on that one.
Yep. And they're going to punt.
And still, in this situation, we've been fair catching. Oberlin's been fair catching the ball. Really can't let this thing die at the inside the 5. They've got to give themselves a little bit of room, and it's a relatively short punt now. Okay. And what we just talked about is down to like the 3-yard line.
Well, I think Castro is a little
gun shy
after dropping the one.
Yeah, I agree.
Punt, so
5:51 to go, 4th period. Oberlin 37, Concordia 28. Been a solid game, guys. Been a solid game. Good action on both sides. A good matchup here today.
And again, here we are with Oberlin, again, very deep in their own territory, going to limit, I think, what they can do.
Right. And they've got Nunu Samuels back in the backfield to the right of Nye, 2x2 set. And they give it to Samuels, and he's able to squirt out to about the 7-yard line. So, 2nd and 6, but gave him a little room there. So, and it looks like we got the softball team headed towards the football game here. They might be, but I think they were over there already. Okay, so we're back to 2x2 set here. Nye adjusts Samuels a little bit to his left. He drops. He looks. He's out of drops it off to number 11, and that is number 11. And I'm on the wrong page. Evan Smith Rooks.
Oh, okay. So 2nd down and 1.
2nd down and 1. And so
now,
they gave him a 1st down on it. Okay. So from the 13-yard line, new set of downs for the Yeoman, and they're going to be in no hurry to snap the ball at this point, leading by 9 points. There's Nye. He looks. He's a little pressure there. He's feeling the pressure. Gets it out again to Smith Rooks. And
nice catch on the sideline.
Yeah, beautiful catch on the sideline. So let's see what we get here. And so we've got a 2x2 set here. Nye is looking at a 2nd and 8. Pistol formation for Samuels. He moves over to the left of Nye. And there's still about 12 seconds on the play clock. So, no, Nye Samuels is able to squirt through there, maybe pick up about 4 yards. So it'd be 3rd and, looks like 3rd and 5. Or 3rd and 6, maybe
Yeah,
long 5.
Long 5.
Okay. 3x1 set, 3 to the right, 1 to the left. We've seen Smith Rooks with a lot of motion in this game where he'll line up, start on one side and motions across the other. We'll see if they do that again. There's the drop by Nye, and Nye, oh! And he had Smith Rooks in the middle there. A little bit late. It was tipped away. Nice play by Concordia. And we got about, is that 3?
He really tried to thread the needle on that one.
Yeah, he did. And what we got, 3:07, looks like.
Yeah, 3:07, and Penta back to punt.
Penta, it's a little bit busier here in the second half. And Concordia brought the whole house on them last time. We'll see.
Oh, and not a good punt.
No, and I'm going to say it could be about the 25-yard line. Oh, they're going to. Let's see.
Oh, they're looking like at the 20 maybe? Oh, wow.
Wow. Yeah, they got to estimate where it crosses the line, so.
Well, that's. I mean, with as little time as left in the game, this is certainly something that Concordia can. Oh, wait a second.
Oh, now they
moved it back out to the 30.
Yeah, I didn't think it made it that far, but.
That's about as far as it made it, but
it was
together,
5 yards of it was out of bounds on that.
But still, they've got great field position, and with less than 3 minutes in the game, you've got to score quick because
Right.
you're down by 2 scores. So this
Right.
this certainly can help them.
Okay, Prattley looks, he
Step
steps up, he throws it, and it's going to be a touchdown, and that's going to be Bledsoe again, I believe.
Yeah.
And that's Bledsoe's, I think, his 3rd touchdown of the game. Yeah, Devin Bledsoe, 6'3", 195-pound junior.
Wow.
And so
now
we got a ball game here now.
And as it is now, it's a 3-point differential, and
Right.
Kicking here, they can end up getting in where they could kick a field goal before the end of the game and win it if.
And there's the kick, and Auer puts it through. So we're looking at 37-35 Oberlin, 2:51 to go. And so the question becomes, if you're Concordia, do you believe your defense is good enough, and you've got 3 timeouts, to stop Oberlin, make them kick to you, or do you onside kick? And if you onside kick, you're going to give good field position.
The way Oberlin's been fair catching the ball on the kickoffs, I'd kick it deep and see what happens.
Yeah. Because they don't want to return it.
No.
We've seen that's something that's not a critical part of the game. So here it is, ladies and gentlemen. Here's your ball game, 37-35, 2:51 to go. Oberlin protecting that 2-point lead, and so here comes the kickoff, and number 7 is back deep, Dylan Marshall. And so we will see. I'm thinking if they're probably going to directionally kick at Nathaniel Castro, since he's been having trouble fielding the ball. But we'll see what happens. And
guess what?
He's going to let it go.
Oh.
Yeah, see, there was a signaled fair catch. And Marshall would have had a chance to return that.
Now, find that curious because Marshall didn't signal, but did anybody on the team signals?
So what it is
up?
once somebody signals it, the coverage team sees that.
Okay.
And that causes them to slow down no matter who it is. So I think that automatically is anybody.
Sort of a dead ball situation. Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I sit here and I look, and, here we are again with Oberlin deep in their own territory.
Right.
Can they contain Nye and prevent him from finding a lane?
Right. So they're going to mark the fair catch where Marshall actually fielded the ball.
Okay.
Yeah. Even though he didn't signal for the fair catch.
Right.
Okay.
So he's got Nye with Samuels in the backfield.
Yes. And we got 2x2 set. And Nye moves Samuels to his right. He looks.
Short dump off.
Oh, nice catch, nice run.
That's Samuels with the ball.
And Samuels just does a little pop-over pattern and is able to advance the ball out about 5 yards. Now, my question is why the clock is not running. Oh, it's a time. It is a timeout. Okay. So we'll see who it's credited to. I did not see. I would think it'd be Concordia would be the one taking timeouts.
Yes, they just put it up on the board. So.
And trying to slow things down here. So it was a nice little gain there. Oberlin's going to have to at least get that much. And I would not rule out Nye going on some kind. Coach telling them, if there's a lane, you take off and you go. You get the first down. And, maybe 2 first downs here ends the game. So we'll see. But looks like it's going to be a 2x2 set. Samuels off to the right of Nye. Nye is looking things over. He brings Smith Rooks across in motion. Play action. He looks, and there he goes.
Just like you said, Bill.
But
he didn't gain much.
No, he got about 3 yards on that. So now you're at 3rd and 4. Yeah, and that corner did what he needed to do. I'm not going to get faked out. I'm going to give him his 3-yard gain and take him down there. So now that becomes the problem here. And throwing the ball in this situation, you can also
we're experiencing another timeout by Concordia. So
yeah,
trying to save the clock.
And that's well played by Coach Lambert. You got to do it here because you've got to have confidence that your defense is going to put them in a punt situation. You're probably going to get the ball about between the 40 and Oberlin's 40 and 50. Their own 40 and 50 rather.
Big play. This is a big play for Concordia.
Yeah. So we got a 2x2 set, and we've got Samuels to the left of Nye. Nye looks it over. He brings Smith Rooks in motion. He looks, and there is the designated QB run. And as we said,
got the first down.
And that was the first down. And so now we assume Concordia will, of course, take a timeout to force them to, maybe not right now, but they're going to try to get an extra snap out of this, I'm sure. Okay, so it's, it might be the last time out, it appears.
Certainly looks that way.
And so now it just comes down to a big play, and if Oberlin protects the football, I would suspect you're going to see Nunu Samuels quite a bit here in this, or Could even be Nye, just taking it and running.
Yes.
But the fewer times the ball has to be handled, the better for Oberlin in this situation. So, okay.
Autumn is an excellent time to enjoy the great outdoors. It's also a great time to experience the scenic upper Cuyahoga River in beautiful Geauga County. At Crooked River Adventures, we're open year-round 7 days a week, and we rent kayaks, paddleboards, and canoes. Before or after your voyage, you can enjoy our restaurant with patio and bar,
Yeah, there
or
you
you
go.
can bring your own picnic. Crooked River Adventures are perfect for school outings and for family
2x2
bonding.
set. There is 1st and 10 for the Yeoman. Samuels lines up to the right of Nye.
Showing blitz.
Here comes a blitz, and they give it to Samuel, and Samuel is able to slash off for about 3-4 yards. Maybe 3 yards there. And now it's just going to be slow down mode, Doug. They're just going to
let the clock run down as much as they can. Going to take their time, probably hand the ball off.
Not much the Concordia can do in this situation right now. Let's see if, Al, do we got anything on the Buckeyes? See if we got a... Okay. 2x2 set. Nye looks it over. Gives to Samuel. Samuel's probably another 3 yards. 1:34 to go in the game.
Probably another 2, so we're looking at 3rd and 6.
Yeah. Okay. And they'll run that. Probably run that down to about 10 seconds before they snap it. So we'll be
just about a minute left.
Yeah,
in the game
just
then.
about a minute. Yeah.
Well, this is a big play for Concordia because they certainly could get the ball back if they can stop them here.
Right.
Not with a lot of time, but
no, but okay. And there goes Nye, and I think Nye's going to pick up the first down, and that's going to be the game.
Yeah.
With that first down by Nye, that will pretty much conclude things, guys. Drew Nye, nice game by Drew Nye today.
Nye was pressured by Abraham Camaraderie on that play, and he managed to get around. Once he got around him, the lane opened up, and he was able to go down the sideline and pick up the first down.
And they're in the kneel formation here. And in Columbus, it's 28-7, the Buckeyes over Youngstown State. Yeah. And we will see if we can get some of the scores here, and that is going to the ball game.
That's going to be at 16 seconds left and counting down. No need for another snap.
37-35, the Oberlin Yeomen get their first win of the year. Nice effort by the Concordia Cougars. Definitely the best game we've seen this year.
Without a doubt.
Nice efforts by both squads, and we'll look forward to we get the Yeomen again here in a few weeks when they take on the Hiram Terriers in a North Coast Athletic Conference game. So that will be, and we'll stay with you guys. Hopefully, you're going to be able to do a wrap up here again next week. We will be at Independence High School in Bexley, West Virginia. And we will distribute more information about that on Facebook as we find out. But we will have Hocking and Lewisburg College out of North Carolina next week. To recap it, guys, Oberlin played excited football. They came out, and other than a couple mistakes, maybe the third quarter was a little sloppy, but other than that, it was a pretty good ball game for them.
I would say that Concordia certainly did not back down at all in this game. They were here. They were here to get their first win for sure. And they made a valiant effort. Yeah.
And the fans are greeting the Yeomen there in about the 10-yard line on the Athletic Center end of the field, and just a lot of excitement by those guys. And
this is Coach Pond's first win here at Oberlin.
Yes.
And so they are now they go to 1-1.
1-1.
And I think the program certainly has the enthusiasm. So maybe we'll start seeing a turnaround here.
And Concordia goes to 0-2, but a lot of good things that you can work with from this game. You can take away and say, okay, well, if we did this and that, we could have won this game. So Cougars should keep their heads up. I think there's some good things ahead for them too. So we will hopefully get the final stats here. There's okay, that's third quarter. Yeah, so that does us no good. I guess we'll wait a few minutes here to see if we can finish this up and we get the fourth quarter stats. Doug, do you got anything on any of the OAC games? See if you can
call those up.
Got D3 football. Those are third quarter. Those are third quarter school. We need the fourth. So, beautiful facilities here at Oberlin. It's the first time I've been out at this field. And, nice little setting here. Okay, great day for football. And so we will hopefully get things wrapped up here in a little.
So let's see. Right now I have I've got Hiram 21 and Mount St. Joseph 55 with 4:15 left in the fourth quarter.
Okay.
Defiance and Adrian. We have Adrian winning 17-14 at halftime.
Oh, okay. So
what else are we looking for here, Bill?
Let's see. We'll run that down here. We take a look at what we had. We've got so we had Hiram at Mount St. Joseph, Wisconsin River Falls at Ohio Wesleyan. We've got Kalamazoo at Kenyon, Anderson at DePaul, and Olivet at Wooster. Those are all 1 o'clock starts. So those games should be towards the end. In the OAC, we have Muskingum and Otterbein, 12 o'clock start. That should be a final. Wilmington and Baldwin Wallace, which should also be a final. So we will get to that.
Find them.
Yeah, well, if we get them, we get them. Hopefully we'll have some stats on the end of the game. In the Heartland, we got Defiance and Adrian, Anderson and DePaul. We had already talked about that one. We also had Albion and Bluffton. We've got somebody playing Hanover, but I know it's not Mount St. Joseph because they were playing Hiram today. Aurora University in Franklin, Alma College in Manchester, and Rose Holman at Trine, and that is a 7 o'clock game, so we're not going to find anything on that.
Yeah, the hard part of this is that these are scores from all across the country and trying to find who you're.
We got a Wilmington update here. Al's got them.
You say Aurora and Franklin's one?
Yeah, what's Franklin?
Okay, so we have Aurora is up 35-17 against Franklin.
Okay.
With 1:02 left in the second quarter.
Okay. So that's another early one. Al's got some. Okay, we've got Muskingum over Otterbein 27-14 late fourth quarter. We've got Capital and Ohio Northern 20-7. Ohio Northern early. That's almost halftime, and then Wilmington at Baldwin Wallace at halftime is 27-6. So those are some of the scores of the local teams that we've got here. Again, we will try to put the wrap on this here in a few minutes as far as this game. if we can get some stats, and we'll get this thing going. But I'd like to thank Mike Mancini for the opportunity to come out and letting us come in and do this game here at Oberlin. We hope in the future we'll be able to do a few more. And again, as I said, we will see Oberlin again on the schedule later down the road when they take on the Hiram Terriers. Any thoughts about the game?
I like the. Looks like it's going to be a new rivalry between these two, and I also like that there's a lot of sophomores and juniors. There wasn't a whole lot of seniors, so it's gonna, both teams will grow, and I think they'll look different next year, in a positive way.
Yeah, I agree, and that's the problem. As you know, we've all been in that situation of being the first-year coach, and rarely do things go the way you want them the first year. You know, there's an expectation that has to be set. So, yes.
Yeah.
So,
Yeah.
okay. Well, it looks like that will be the final. I would say, guys, player of the game, Doug. Who do you think?
Oh, I think it was definitely the quarterback, Drew Nye. He was the one that really kind of dictated what was happening on the field when they were on offense.
I agree. Oh, we're getting it. Well, we are going to have the stats, guys, so we will be able to give you a final. And I agree, Drew Nye, opportune running, I think in the first half was really his decision. I think in the second half, Coach Pont directed him a couple times and said, nothing's there,
Go.
You go. And really, Concordia just did not adjust to that.
Yeah, I don't.
Maybe one time we saw,
Yeah.
where the corners just waited for him. And but, nice job. Good win there for Nye. I mean, it's, you come here and you hope that you're gonna win some football games, and he got that. So, and Nye's only a sophomore, by the way, too. He's 6'1", 197-pound sophomore out of Morgan High School in Clinton, Connecticut. So they'll have him for a few more years.
Yeah, and he's only going to get better.
Yes. And he had a nice core receivers. Smith Rooks look pretty good. There's we got all sorts of papers and stuff floating around here, guys. So hopefully we'll be able to get
Yeah, we're just waiting on the final stat sheet.
right.
Well, we can start with at least getting the scoring summary through the third quarter.
Yeah, and then we'll just find the end of the. There is that.
It's in one of these.
Okay. So, a lot of good area high school football games here in the last.
Okay, so
Yeah.
for today's game, the scoring started out in the first quarter at 9:19 of the first quarter. Concordia scored a touchdown by Jace Levy, a 7-yard pass from Troy Prattley. Ryan Ari made the kick, and that made it 7-0. That followed by Oberlin scoring at 2:52 in the first quarter. Greg Lane on a 21-yard pass from Drew Nye, a West Penta kick, and that tied the score at 7 apiece. And then at 2:29 in this first quarter, Jack Diskin on a 4-yard pass from Drew Nye, a West Penta kick, and Oberlin was up 14-7. In the second quarter, at 9:39 in the second quarter, Connor Steele scored on a 9-yard pass from Drew Nye. West Penta followed up with a kick, made the score 21-7. 21-7. Oberlin. Then with 1 minute left in the second quarter, Connor Steele scored on a 26-yard pass from Drew Nye. West Penta kick missed, and that made the score 27-7. And then immediately Concordia responded, and with 44 seconds left, Gabe Dace on a 32-yard pass from Troy Prattley and a Ryan Iwer kick made the halftime score of 27-14. In the third quarter, scoring started off by Concordia scoring with 8:35 in the quarter. Damari Grant on a 41 interception return. Beautiful return.
Yes.
Weaved his way through a lot of people to make it there. And Ryan R. kicked, and it made the score 27-21. Followed that up and turned around, and Oberlin scored again with 4:54 left in the quarter. West Penta scored on a 32-yard field goal, which made the score 30-21 Oberlin. And then in the end of the third quarter, Concordia scored when David Bledsoe scored on a 25-yard pass from Troy Prattley, an hour kick again, and then we had a 28-30 score with Oberlin just ahead by 2 points. A really close game at that time. Really thought at that time that we saw that the momentum shifting. And then in the fourth quarter, Oberlin scores at 13:34 of the fourth quarter when Jamichael, that's right. Jamichael Benison scored on a 28-yard run. West Penta added the kick. That made it 37-28. And then Concordia came back and scored with 2:51 left in the quarter. And David Bledsoe on a 30-yard pass from Troy Prattley with Ryan Auer kicking and made the score 37-35. And certainly Concordia had several opportunities in that last 2 minutes to
get the ball back
and hold them, and just didn't work out for them.
No.
And just
Okay, the rundown, the stats. First downs, Oberlin had 27 and Concordia 15. Net rushing yards, Concordia had 53 and Oberlin had 275 yards. Nice job on the ground for Oberlin. Net passing, we had Concordia with 190 yards and Oberlin with 231. Total offense, 243 yards for the Concordia Cougars, 506 yards for the Oberlin Yeomen. As we drop down, punting-wise, there were 5 punts for Concordia, 36.6-yard average, and for Oberlin, they had 3 punts for a 27.3-yard average. Dropping down to miscellaneouses, as far as turnovers, each team had 1 interception. Of course, the Concordia one was returned 41 yards for a touchdown. And then third down conversions, Concordia was 4 of 11, Oberlin 8 of 14. Fourth down conversions, Concordia is 1 of 2, and Oberlin was 0 for 1. Individually, for Concordia, their leading rusher was Jerron Brown. He had 8 carries for 35 yards. Henry Jones had 3 carries for 14 yards. Damari Grant, 1 for 11. Blake Henson, who we didn't really see anything of him in the second half. No. He was, I don't know if he got injured or not, but Henson had 4 carries for 2 yards. Jace Levy, 1 carry for 2 yards, and Troy Prattley had 13 carries for -11. Of course, sacks are factored into that for him. For Oberlin, Drew Nye, 17 carries, 163 yards, and as we said, he was our player of the game. He had 17 for 150 net. Long of 29, which would have been 65 if his one had not been called back.
Yes, that was unfortunate for them at that time.
For an 8.8-yard average, Nunu Samuels, 14 carries, 58 yards, 4.1-yard average. Jamichael Benison, 5 carries, 47 yards, long of 28, 9.4 yards per carry. That young man will probably see some more carries.
Oh, absolutely. He hit the hole hard, and he punished people when he got hit. So
yes, Greg Lane, 3 carries for 15 yards. Colton Daniel, 1 for 6, and Ryan McCrum, 1 for 3 yards. Passing-wise, Troy Prattley for the Cougars, 17 of 24, 1 interception, 190 yards, 4 touchdowns, and he had a long of 32 and was sacked 5 times. For Drew Nye, 21 of 33, 1 interception, 231 yards passing, 4 touchdowns along at 29. He was sacked 2 times. Receiving-wise, for the Cougars, Devin Bledsoe, 5 catches for 72 yards and 2 touchdowns. He had a nice game today.
Yes, he did.
Jace Levy, 4 catches for 50 yards and a touchdown. Jerron Brown, 4 catches for 17 yards. Blake Henson, 2 for 20 yards. Gabe Dace, 1 for 32 and a touchdown. Henry Jones, 1 for -1. Receiving for the Yeomen, Evan Smith Rooks, 8 catches for 80 yards. Jack Diskin, 3 for 39 yards and a touchdown. Connor Steele, 2 for 35 and a touchdown. Greg Lane, 2 catches, 25 yards and a touchdown. Ben Ephraim, 2 catches, 12 yards. Nunu Samuels, 2 for 11. Colton Daniel, 1 for 24. And Jordan Fishback closed out the receiving stats for Oberlin with 1 for 5. Punting, Ryan R. had 5 attempts for a 36.6-yard average. His long was 50 yards. Wes Penna, 3 punts for a 27.3-yard average. His long was 36. In the return game, Damari Grant had 1 for -7. On punts, he had 1 for 42 as far as kickoffs, and he had a 41-yard interception return. For the Yeomen, Nathaniel Castro, he had 1 punt return for 1 yard, and Solomon Brennan had 1 interception, and he had no yards on the return. Wes Penna, 32-yard field goal was good, and as far as tackles, I'll let Doug finish up the tackles here.
For Concordia, we had Brandon Arredondo. He had 10 solo tackles for a total of 15, and he had a sack for -11, and he had a
TFL, the tackle for loss.
Tackle for loss. Okay, so Marvin Rushing, 7 solos, 10 a total. Trayvon Thomas, 3 solos, 6 total. Jonathan Ongst, 3 solo, 5 total. Elias Pagan, 3 solo, 5 total, and he had one for a loss of 2 yards, and he had a
TFL,
another tackle for a 7-yard. 2 other tackles for 7-yard losses. Cameron Mavens, 3 solos, 4 total. Gavin Dace, 2 and 4. Daniel Davenport, 2 solos, 3 total. Austin Jackson, 2 solo, 3 total. Justin Pierce, 1 solo and 3 total. Brandon Montford, 2 solo and 2 total, and then that's it for Concordia. On the Oberlin side for tackles, we had Brandon Hall, 6 solo with 9 total, and he had 2 tackles for loss, a total of 6 yards. Jake Russell, 4 solo tackles, 7 total. He had a 1.5 sacks for a -2 yards, and he had a tackle for loss, 2.5 tackles for loss, which totaled up to -3 yards. Hunter Green, 2 solo tackles, 7 total, 2.5 sacks for a total of 16 negative yards, and 3.5 tackles for loss for a total of -18 yards. Luca Friedman, 2 solo tackles, 6 total. Danny Bental, 2 tackles solo and 4 total. Matt Cohn, 1 solo tackle, 4 total, 1 for a sack for -10 yards, and 2 for loss of a total of -12 yards. Solomon Brennan, he had 3 solo tackles. Colton Daniel, he had 1 solo tackle with a total of 2. Nathaniel